there was a member, and he had diabetes, and
He had diabetes.
he did, and he had
Oh my gosh.
part of his foot amputated at some point as well. So he's like always
Good.
rolling around and couldn't move around a lot. And he was, I don't know, he did some interesting stuff, right? I mean, he's a good member and stuff like that. But we'd go over to his house on occasion, and in the back shed this one time, I found a bunch of Playboys.
Oh,
I did not look at them, but he had a whole stack of like vintage ones, right?
sure.
And he also showed me his credit card carousel at some point. He had like 60-something credit cards, and he just like flipped the balance on each of them. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It seemed
Somehow he figured out how to like look through it, basically.
And so yeah, whatever he was doing, and really interesting guy. I want to say that his daughter was the part owner of that video store. The guy was really cool. They're really into like punk music. He was in a punk band, and he worked at the what do we call it? It's like the dump. It's where everybody takes their like washer and dryer and stuff. It's really cool because he'd like find all this old stuff, like old records and that sort of stuff. And he was, he seemed like a young guy. I have no idea how old they were at this point. Maybe in their late 20s, maybe their 30s. I don't know.
Sure.
But they seemed like a cool family, right? It's kind of like one of the last things.
Yeah, super cool.
And last people I was doing. Thank you for your patronization. Yeah. Anyway.
I love it when missionaries break rules all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why my life has ended up the way it has, and yours ended up so great.
Shut up.
Because I was not a stellar missionary. That's what they tell you on the
I don't
missions.
know that I was a stellar missionary. I definitely was an obedient missionary, though.
So...
I was obedient, for sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I wasn't.
I don't know that, yeah. I'm just kind of... We all know that it's like, okay, that's probably like a little much on this side, but...
So, I mean, they're way
really
different than I thought they would ever be, right? And, I mean, sometimes there's not as much work as you would want there to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at knocking on doors. But I was good at...
I didn't really like knocking on doors either.
I was really good at helping people out, and Brother Atkins...
we clapped doors, but same difference.
Brother Atkins asked me to do him a solid one time, a favor type of thing.
I thought you were going to say he asked me to give him a massage. Like, well, thanks for tuning in!
That might be less suspect than what happened. Well, it's not super... I don't know. You be the judge.
Oh, I will be your judge. I've been judging you this whole time.
Have you been? We would not be...
That's funny.
You would be the Zeta leader that took me to the AP. Like, hey, this guy's not following the rules. Now, I don't know, because I don't feel it. I mean, I don't know, because these weren't necessarily rules, You're just being, like, really helpful to members and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's borderline.
I mean, this... Like, I don't know how I felt about this at the moment, but I did it anyway, right? So,
of course, that's how all good stories start. Yeah, go on.
I mean, it's not super crazy, right? But it just, you can see how it, who knows what it was about. Okay, so I'm trying to finish the story now. And so it's been too many years, it's probably no.
Really all this was? Statute of limitations.
No more.
Okay, so this is even getting better. Go on.
I mean, it ends anticlimactically, maybe. So anyway, Goldendale, Washington is somewhere middle south Washington, okay? And it's several hours or more away from Portland, Oregon, where, the Mr. President would be and where everybody's at, So we're just out there. It's like 1,600 square miles, but we're part of the Dalles, Oregon district. So and it's like, I'd have to look it up on a map or whatever. I want to say it was like 45-minute drive or whatever like that, right? And so here's Brother Atkins, and he's always rolling around on some kind of cart because he's got part of his foot amputated. And he's just like, hey, I know you go to the Dalles like every week, for district study and whatnot.
Right.
So he's just like, can you meet somebody there on the docks of the Columbia River, okay, and give him this roll of cash?
Oh my gosh. Did you do it?
I did do it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it ends kind of...
I was giving you such the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh, he's just being dumb. You completed a drug deal.
It's a drug deal.
You have no clue what it was.
I don't have any clue what it was.
It was a drug deal.
I think it might have been different than that because I go down and there's a boat there. I can't.
Were they all ones?
I did.
Or hundreds?
I did not count.
If they're ones or hundreds, there's something going on.
I don't remember if I counted the money, but
Cam.
it was a big, heavy roll. And
this is when I start calling you Cameron.
And I'm pretty
I
sure
start calling you by a different name.
If I remember, the guy was Russian.
So it was an arms deal. I don't know. Oh, Cam.
Although I did have a mission companion. We went to a gun show and he bought a gun.
Oh gosh. So bad. So bad.
That's what happens in the States.
You are so funny. So funny.
You get your life threatened with a gun. I
see guns. You complete the deal that sends the gun to Argentina where I almost get shot. Well, you're the one raking it in, Mr. Cartel.
I did not get a cut, okay?
Yeah, okay. I think I know why your life maybe went downhill. So good. So good.
There is my story. I probably shouldn't tell that. That's probably going to destroy a lot of people's faith.
So funny.
Never going to look at the LDS church ever again.
So good. No, that'll make people want to join.
So
Sometimes they give you wads of cash and you might be able to make a pretty penny. You're so full of crap. So full of crap. Yeah, I totally believe you didn't take a cut.
I didn't.
Look, how could you have thought through that situation? So you're with your companion, right? And you're thinking, and you're like, because you were the senior companion.
Yeah, I wonder if he even remembers. I know I'm still Facebook friends with him, Elder Cooper.
I bet he does.
You think he does?
What's his what was his first name? Do you remember?
I mean, he's on Facebook. I have him on Facebook.
One of my friends was named Cooper.
Oh, really?
His name is Cooper.
Oh, man, what is his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Oh, please.
Colin Cooper.
Oh, no.
So, and I mean,
my friend's dad's name had a.
He was
Michael Cooper.
He would have been out. He was 8 months when I got him when he came to me, and he okay.
So it wasn't, you weren't training him.
I wasn't training him.
Thank goodness. And what a training.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I trained him. Whatever. I mean,
yeah, you trained him how to be an arms dealer.
I did not exchange anything except a wad of cash and memory.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Because plausible deniability, isn't that what they call it?
I'm sure.
Hey, we're gonna give this to the missionary. What a tool that guy is. It's like, look, I already lost my foot, Lord. Please just because if I go down there, he's gonna push me over and I'm gonna die. So give some able-bodied person. This isn't a Nephi story where you're getting the gold plates.
No, it is.
And you had to break the rule. And it was like, well, 1,000 it's better one man perish than 1,000 people.
Who knows? It could be for good.
Oh,
maybe it was caviar. Would that make it
caviar?
Better? Like a legal beluga whale caviar.
Yeah, for the Russian mob.
I mean, I did question. So I don't know if I questioned much of anything.
This story is so good, Cam. Please don't ever forget this story. I'm gonna say this at your eulogy.
I kind of wish that I, at this point, knew more to everything that actually happened. What was it?
Why?
What was I actually doing? Would that be bad? Would I feel worse if I?
No, because you're just whatever.
Yeah,
because you know, because I could see as a missionary, because again, I wouldn't say that you're a naive person, but I could have seen you more naive as a missionary, and I could have seen you just been
totally was.
everyone's good, and you want to teach everybody the gospel, and So it's like this guy I guess would probably be less active, right? Was he probably less active?
Brother Atkins?
Yeah, because he had that stuff and in the
Yeah,
shed, and he was like a little kind of different member.
Yeah,
even if he was going to church all the time.
I mean, it was a small community, and I don't remember exactly how often, because I was there for I don't know, the last 3 or so months.
I mean, you had to be there to get trained in your mob, your mob cut ways. I mean, you had to be there long enough to learn the family business.
I will say that I had a lot more stories at the end of it.
So good.
I probably shouldn't say any more stories.
So good, so delicious. These stories are going to sustain me for weeks.
Come on, you don't have those kind of stories?
This stream has been just the best stream we've ever done so far. So good.
Well, I mean, I will say that for some reason, when I tell stories, it does seem to captivate an audience. So last Thursday, in U.S. government, whatever it was, I said something about broken bones or something, and so I started to tell the story about the only time that I know that I broke a bone that wasn't for a surgery. And so then I went into background because they're just like, what do you mean, purposely broke bones, right? And so now I'm going back. And so I'm telling a story about being born and stuff like that, which I usually don't do. I don't know, it's kind of a private thing, I guess. I don't know, it's just something I don't usually tell people.
Sure.
And next thing you know, I'm like 30 plus minutes into class telling stories, and more than half the class is riveted, and they don't want me to stop. Obviously, because they don't want to do school, but at the same time, they're also paying attention more than at any other point in time. And so, of course, because I'm going to play to the audience, I continue. And for the next 40 minutes, I tell stories about my life.
So funny.
Which they ate up.
That's good.
I don't know.
Your stories are good, man. I like your stories.
And my only problem is I'm worried I'm going to run out of stories. Like, I'm not going to have any more stories.
Man, we've been doing this almost a year. Do you realize that?
I know.
It'll be a year in October.
Oh, God.
And
yeah. I started
I think October or November.
Oh, man,
that's tough. We haven't run out of stuff. I mean, you didn't even tell me your mob story.
Well, that's hard to bring up.
No, not really. It's awesome. What's hard about that? You got the best story in the world.
I mean, it did. I want to say, and maybe it's probably just hindsight after 20 plus years, because this was it'll be 23 years ago this season, right? I mean, sometime 23 years ago exactly is when this went down. And so, I mean, this is a true story. I'm not embellishing anything. I might be underselling it because my memories. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And I don't know if I wrote it down. And I really wish I would have wrote more things down. So I'd really encourage everybody to write stuff down, especially with stuff like that. Because I know that the last year of my mission, my goal was to fill a whole journal and to write.
I wrote every day in my journal on my mission.
Every day for that last year, and I almost did. So it's pretty good. And I don't know, when you read back, it's sad in a good way in a sense, right? Like, I'm surprised that when I read it, how much I miss it, and kind of how much, I wish I would have done more. And what sucks is, like, for years after, I haven't had one for a long, long time. Well, probably several years. But, I was dreaming about being back on a mission.
Oh, I still dream about being back on a mission, and it is the worst.
It's the worst, right?
It is the worst dream to have.
So
not even close. I will take any other dream,
like
other than getting hurt, like my kids getting hurt. But other than that,
like, I don't know how your dreams are, but my ones usually dealt with having to go back, or that I was still out, and I'd be like, am I not done yet? It's just like I've already been out for this many years. I went home and I'm coming back. And this would be a constant theme throughout the years. And so, inside of whatever I was doing on my mission, which wasn't much, because it's always just about me going back or being out for, like more than 2 years. And I was just, in the dream, you're just like, it's just like, no, I'm done. I've already gone past this. And it's just a weird, like, like real life and dream life like merging and not being able to meet up, and it's a very frustrating, mostly dream.
Well, my thing is I'm always on like my second mission or third.
Yeah, that's kind
Like
of
that
how it feels
I've
a
been
lot,
like
too.
in it like and I have like an actual like part where I'm actually thinking I am on my second mission. Like
Yeah, I've kind of
I'm
had that.
cognizant that it is that I have finished my first one and that I'm going on a second one.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh. That's the thing is my mission was traumatic. Like most of the things I struggle with are because of the things that happened in my mission, especially with the person that I thought was, you know, gonna be who I was gonna marry and be with for all eternity. And like, so it's like then that like triggers me because then I worry about like Brit. And so, you know, that's like, it's super hard for me to like handle and to like be okay with. Oh, this is bad. No, be turned into mist.
Oh, wrong time. Ooh, Doppelganger 40. Like, are there 40 other ones?
Oh, Alucard. Oh, you stink face McSpazatron. Oh, what am I gonna do? He turned into mist and he didn't even get hit all that much because he was mystified. Mystified. Oh my gosh, so ridiculous.
Yeah,
Alucard, you big stinky butt face.
Yeah, should it be that way? I mean, like, why?
When I was thinking the other day, like, to kind of go back to my mission. So, you know, I'm happy that I'm with Brittany. Like, I am very much happier that I ended up with her than the girl that I was with. But obviously, the moment, and I'm not anywhere, and I'm nowhere near what I was in my mission. Like, I was a lot more attractive. Like, I was able better to take care of my body, and that's another part of like this whole that thought story that I haven't been able to like tackle and overcome yet. But the reason I bring that up is because like I had girls all over me in my mission, like members and non-members. Like I had someone write me a note telling me that she loved me and that she wanted me to like reciprocate. Like I had lots of things going on and like quote unquote choices. And so the thing was, oh, is he gonna, he's a smarty pants.
Oh, he's the 40th version. I hope he learned something.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of blood.
Oh, that's what I was trying to like.
Blood mist.
That's what I was trying to figure. Yeah, I know. He smashes me so hard I just crumble and miss. But like that bird that Randy Johnson hit with a baseball. But yeah, so, but that was the thing is like, so that woman gives me that letter, and I don't know why I came upon this thought. I think it was yesterday, and I was like, so when she was like going behind my back, you know, because I don't necessarily have a problem with the idea. It's like, it's 2 years. It's a long time. We weren't actually married yet, because if we're married in like military, then there's no excuse, but we weren't. So it's like, I understand that she was lonely and like, you know, maybe that was too much. Maybe that's too much to ask of a young woman and a young man that really honestly have probably, like, we definitely had gone like, we had been dating for 2.5 years, so it was like we were gonna get married. So there's people that have like a girl that stays and writes them, but it's like me and her were probably a little different. And I had cousins that like waited for their missionaries, so I was, you know, I expected the same in return, I guess, from Nicole. But it was frustrating when I thought about this yesterday, because I was like, you know, I was the one doing all this hard work and like getting the crap kicked out of me. Literally got beat up by people, and I had just snake after snake after snake after me, like grown women, okay, like 28 to 35-year-old women, like wanting me.
Yeah.
And like, and I don't say that to sound like cool or tough or anything. What I'm trying to get at is that like, ooh, what I'm trying to get at is that like had I decided, cool, I did it without even getting hit. I could have made a choice that was like detrimental to my spiritual side. I could have cheated on her. I could even things that aren't even necessarily like so damnable, like a kiss. I could have done. Right now we know that we shouldn't do that, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I said no. Like I was like no, and I remember telling this woman, I was like, I'm faithful. Like I'm not breaking any of that. And so the reason oh my gosh, what like
you might as well just put lava
what do I do, game?
Float, grab a parachute.
Oh my gosh, and
Bubble
now
invincibility.
And now I gotta face Alucard again.
Oh
my gosh.
That stink.
So that's stupid. That was stupid. Guess I need to be smarter and kill Alucard and then just go back down and save it. Then I can travail. That's what's so hard is like you're so anxious because like I don't remember this castle very well. I should have like honestly next week I need to like study a map and then I can be like, okay, I need to go here.
Yeah.
But you know, this content has been good. So I think it's been enjoyable.
Yeah, who cares about
you know, and the thing is like I just remember having that thought and just thinking like, I wonder like one, why I'm like thinking about that again. Because I actually am happy that she did end up with someone. She got married in the temple. As kids, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
She's not a headache for me. She can be a headache for that guy, like all she wants. There's lots of people that don't, you know, necessarily like this girl, and they were shocked that I, you know, was dating her in high school. And so it's like, I definitely like ended on the better end of that, like, oh my gosh. I definitely ended up on the better of the two of that like exchange.
Yeah.
As far as like, and even if you just look at it as like just two different people, and that's fine because I'm really not trying to actually like say anything bad about her. I'm just talking from my own experience. But that's why those dreams can be so like hard.
Yeah.
Because it's like that, like serving a mission is like it's hard, and like there's all my brothers partly left because they served missions, and like they are super bitter about it. Now, should they be bitter about it? Anyway, someone else can tell that answer, and I respect their ability to be in charge of their own life and make that choice for them. I am not bitter that I went on a mission, but I'm also like I will tell people the truth. It's like I suffer what I suffer because of my mission, and there is no two bones about it. Like, and I want Jamie to serve a mission, but if he tells me no, I am not going to push him to serve a mission. It's not going to happen. Like, he has his own, Heavenly Father loves him, and he gets to choose what he wants to do in that realm, and I am only going to support him. And
there certainly needs to be like a reality check of the stuff that can happen on a mission. Not necessarily what we choose to do, but just what other people are like. Because
aha, stun locked you, butt.
I didn't have a lot of experience with dealing with other dudes.
Stun locked him. Take that, game.
To be honest with you. And so
all right, I'm gonna go back down and save it.
I don't know. Did I tell this story too?
Is it salacious at all?
Yes.
Is it like, is it inappropriate, or is it like salacious as in like something happened but it's real life and people should be able to handle it? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Maybe I can soften it for it to be like
so that. If you're talking about real world stuff, go ahead. If you're saying something for the sake of like shock, then no. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like we could be like shock jocks, but if you're
True.
talking about a real like the situation I was talking about is just real, and it's not meant to hurt anyone's feelings. It maybe does.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's just what happened in my mission.
Yeah, this would be what happened on my mission, and that I had no, this would be rather unexpected. Like, to start off with, at the time in the MTC, they had what was called the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Right? I avoided all high school sports because I'm just way too uncomfortable being around people, especially naked. It's not my thing,
Yeah.
You know me, I had a hard time doing the gym with you guys.
Yeah. Whereas Garner's like, haha, don't care.
And it's, it's not that I'd be embarrassed about anything, it's just, not...
It's just uncomfortable. Like, it's not, you want your privacy, you feel like you deserve your privacy,
genetic markers, traits, whatever you want to call it, just,
Sure.
my own personal sensibilities.
Yeah.
And, so the Tree of Life thing was pretty shocking. And so, I had to wake up early to, like, avoid all that. And so it did. And until the new crop of missionaries came in and they wanted to be gung-ho. And so, I made this pact with one of the other bunkmates. He was older. He was like 25 or something. And he, found, or got to the church again or whatever. I can't really remember his story. Super cool guy. I wish he would have gone on my mission, to the same mission. But he either went to the Eugene mission or to Scotland. I want to say the Eugene mission. And I have a picture of him. I wonder if I can blow it. I don't know. He just seemed like a cool guy. Probably because he was older and I just gravitated to him more.
Sure.
So we had that pact to wake each other up by like 4:30 so that we could, because we both weren't about that apparently.
Yeah.
So that was a bit eye-opening, that really kind of eye-opening the church would do that. I don't think that's the truth anymore. I don't think
it's not. We don't.
Life.
They had stalls when I was in the MTC.
And so in the same...
And they had them for a while.
So in the same kind of vein, I was only there because I was a stateside mission, so you don't have to learn a language or anything. You're, kind of trained on the Purple Dragon, which we call it, which was the old missionary training manual. Which, it wasn't amazing or anything. My older brother, that's part of the story as well, I guess, in a sense. At the same time, I guess I can lead into it as well, is that I get out Portland, you get your campaign trainer, and I get sent to Camish in Washougal, Washington, and I don't really know, to be honest with you, the why, whatever. Oh, wow,
That was the only thing I could think of.
Anyway,
there's a ledge.
And then they come back.
Oh yeah, they're right back.
That's dumb.
Oh, and this is
just a
thing.
Do you have enough for more?
No, I
holy water rain?
don't. No, I do not.
So, I guess
off we go. Oh my gosh, so dumb.
So,
Hello,
anyway,
my baby. Hello, my octo.
I don't
Why
know.
don't you kill my face?
I want to say that we got together. There was two companionships, and it sounds weird, but we'll call the foursome, which sounds probably awful. And
we had.
And so
we had trios and foursomes.
And that's what it was. And I can't remember. I want to say that two of the elders that drove the car to pick it, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe they were on bikes. I had a car on my whole mission, so I can't really remember.
Yeah,
I want to say
everywhere. I didn't even have a bike.
I want to say
I
that
had a bike for 2 weeks.
they must have come down, but I think they were companions because they've been companions a while. It was Smith, Elder Smith, and Elder Shirley. One was from like Provo, Orem area. One was from like McKinney, Texas, or something like that. They didn't really get along too well. I mean, they got along okay, but the shocking thing is that it was probably more like a frat than I would have expected. And not. I mean, I could tell you the actual story off the line. Not a lot of clothes. At some point, and it shocked the crap out of me because it was a very kind of aggressive type of.
Yeah. So what? Because like I would tell my companions like, okay, we share this room, and like I need to get dressed. So like I'm just gonna drop my towel, and I'm gonna get dressed. And if you don't want to be in here, that's fine. Like, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, but I'm just gonna go about my day, and you know. But then I didn't but I didn't make it a thing of like, okay, like I'm gonna make this a joke, and like this is like, you know, look at me, guys, I'm naked now, like ho ho ho, like watch out. Like it never did anything like that.
That's what this was, and it didn't just end at that. So
Yeah.
I'm probably fairly naive kid, to be honest with you. You know, I moved around a lot. I didn't have a lot of, you know, I had friends, you know, minimal friends, but you know, there's a lot of family stuff and a lot of, you know, from what I think I gather from talking to other people, you know, maybe kind of a very Pollyanna, which we did watch growing up a lot. The movie Pollyanna. If you don't know what it is, check it out.
I feel like I know it, but I haven't.
So,
I don't know it. Like I don't know what it's about.
Because it's a term that we use, you know, don't be such a Pollyanna, right?
Oh, okay.
Who's so optimistic and naive that nothing brings her down. And it's actually this really kind of great, kind of tragic story. It'd be interesting to watch again, because I haven't watched it for, I don't know, years.
This was not worth it, so I'm just gonna die.
Years and years. But in Pollyanna, I think it takes place around, I want to say the turn of the century, and she lives in, you know, it's like Victorian America, and something, you know, I remember American Bandstand and stuff like that, and for some reason I think she falls out a window and becomes a paraplegic or something like that, I don't know.